I saw the video. I've seen a lot of fucked up, awful things on the internet, but that was by far the worst. I think this is the first time that we've seen a mass shooter film themselves carrying out the attack. He was wearing a GoPro on his head. The first victim said, "Welcome, brother," at the entrance of the mosque before he was killed by the shooter. Another man inside tried to rush him and got right up to him before he was shot too. And this whole time, the guy is just so callous. He was playing upbeat music from a speaker while he was just gunning these people down. He played one of my favorite songs when he ran over the body of a girl outside who he had shot that was calling for help. This video is going to be seared into my mind anytime I hear that now. But let's call this what it is. An act of terror. This man was by every definition a terrorist. He killed innocent civilians for political motivations and wanted to spread terror. I'm not gonna say his name or show his picture, and I don't think that anyone else should either. But I'll tell you that he was a white male from Australia who carried out the attack at 2 mosques in New Zealand. He identified himself in his manifesto as a left-wing, eco-fascist white supremacist. He said that his goal was to convince government to confiscate people's firearms in hopes that it would spark civil war, particularly in America. And after the attack, the Prime Minister of New Zealand decided to give him exactly what he wanted, despite the fact that the fully auto rifle he was using was already illegal, despite the fact that if it wasn't for an armed Muslim man at the second mosque, many more people would have been killed. He fled the scene and was apprehended by police 36 minutes from the start of the shooting. 36 minutes. I personally believe that if you fear you may be the victim of a future hate crime or terrorist attack, that you arm yourself. The government has never protected Muslims or any other minorities in the past, and I don't see any reason why we should believe that they will now. 36 minutes. They cannot protect you from this kind of horror. I would say this is largely the media's fault. Anytime a mass shooting happens, they jump on the story like a bitch in heat. Stop plastering these shooters' faces on our televisions, stop saying their names, and stop flaunting the death toll like it's the new high score to beat. These reporters need to take responsibility for their actions. These agencies have zero ethics whatsoever. They are perpetuating this violence, and they're glad, because your fear gives them their best ratings. They can't wait for the next troubled person to get inspired by their work, and people wonder why this keeps happening. I almost pray that there's an afterlife just so the evil creatures like this have to answer for their sins. My heart goes out to all the victims of this attack. God bless you all. Stay safe, everyone.